Good dog, and welcome back to the Norwegian campaign. We are really nearing the end now. This is the last year of the campaign. Retirement date is January of 1965. You can go on for a little bit longer, but I don't really think I want to be honest. What I think I will do is send these ships into the Mediterranean. I want to see if it's possible to take northwest Italy before the Yanks take it. Might not be possible, mainly because, well, my army is kind of helping them out. Although, because it's their advance, they're the ones who are gonna take it, so, it is what it is. Now, we got some convoy battles to play. 2 light cruisers, fairly good ones, against 3 lights and a destroyer. These 5,000-ton German light cruisers are not really that good, I think. Unless they just happen to have the same kind of resistance as my Jallarhorn class light cruisers, which are also very inexpensive and kind of slow, but they are tough. Now these German ones have, I haven't had any trouble sinking them the times I've been up against them, but that's because I've had heavy cruisers and even battle cruisers, which is like, yeah, of course a light cruiser is not going to survive that. So let's see how they fare against light cruisers of my own. I know I've got the bigger guns and better guns. They got 5-inch guns only. Their torpedoes are not that amazing. I think, yeah, no. Let's actually focus the destroyer first. There's Ellie has torpedoes. These does not. The transports do not have torpedoes, but they do have 4-inch guns. 3 each, which isn't too much to worry about. But when you got, what, 10 transports, that is 30 4-inch guns. Potentially peppering away at my light cruisers if I get too close. 11-kilometer range. I mean, that's a pretty decent 4-inch gun. Super heavy shells as well. Enemy destroyer is taking hits. Let's see if I can get some torpedoes away. Enemy destroyer has sunk. Now let's deal with the enemy light cruisers. And they are being dealt with. Very effectively. Let's see, what kind of torpedoes did you have? Minus 87. So they could, like, creep up on me if I'm not careful. Actually, Ellie, you're gonna finish off Ariadne, which is almost sunk already. have some torpedoes launched. I do have sonar though, so I'm not too scared. I saw torpedoes splash in the water here. See if I can actually adjust speed. Sometimes they'll listen to the speed settings, sometimes they don't. Just a little bit more flooding and we got them, and then it is transport slaughtering time. There we go. All light cruisers have sunk. Did they get more torpedoes away? They didn't. Split the fire. Have these take on the ones from the rear. And even if I've reduced speed down to 21 knots, they're still doing 32 almost. Let's see, maybe that could be our thumbnail? My gunboat destroyers might not work the way they're intended in gunning down their enemy equals, but my light cruisers sure do. Primaries on one, secondaries on the other. Secondaries got it done much quicker. Nice. Very nice. That was one quick and easy convoy attack. Now, it must be said that even though the enemy outnumbered me, just one of my light cruisers is worth more than the entire enemy escort put together, and I had two of these. On to the next one. Skirmish. We've seen her before. She's pulled off some stuff. Let's see. Oh yeah. I remember at the end of the last episode I realized that this is not the same German heavy cruiser class that we've been seeing up until now. This is something else. So curious to see if it's any good. And I was hoping this would be a nice normal ABXY layout cruiser because it had 4 double turrets, but seems the AI went for some weird Q turret nonsense. Doesn't mean it's bad though. Let's see what do we have here for K55. You're kind of slow. J48, you are scheduled for a refit. Just haven't received it because you've been in battle this month, in this battle. So if I just ensure that you are safe and you survive, I can apply that refit after. That's what she looks like now. Admittedly, post refit, not gonna look as good. Now, of course, Prince Eugen. Let's see what you are all about. With your 10.1 inch guns, 27 62 caliber lengths. Cordite 2 and pyrochloric acid, that could be explosive. You've got yeah, that might be quite explosive. Maybe. Yeah, too bad about the layout. That's the kind of stuff you can't really fix in a refit, because it's going to be too far from previous place if you try to add an A turret in front of here and just move things. No, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it'll. Maybe it can work. Armor-wise, 4.2 on the second inner belt. That is 3.2. Excuse me. That is equal to 12.8, which I can't pen. So we're just gonna have to close in. It's gonna outrange me quite a bit. 62 caliber length barrel versus my 50. I do reload much quicker though. Staying out of range is not an option. I do reload quicker, and I've got 2 more barrels in total. So we'll see if that is enough to carry the day. Question mark. Prince Eugen already firing at us. I do want to get closer, but I also there we go. We are in range. Also want to make sure I take those hits on my main belt, not my kind of thin fore and aft belts. You got torpedoes. What kind? 16-kilometer torpedoes. Not fast ones. Standard propulsion. Prince Eugen already burning. The 7.5 inch guns on Helga will join in until V25 is in range. Let's try with AP, see how effective that will be. Mostly ricochets. Okay, Helga, you need to take out V-25 now. You've blown up their torpedoes. You can launch torpedoes at Eugen, actually. Well, we blew up their deck torpedo launchers. Still have the underwater launchers. My armor is holding up. We do have some torpedoes underway. Those are from the destroyer. There we go. We took the first big hit. But Eugen is hurting worse. V-25 is sunk. Helga, you can deal with Stuttgart. Prince Eugen is not taking any flooding, so that's another hull that has magic foam inside of it. If not for that, there we go, that's the flash fire. That's the flash fire I was waiting for with that cordite and picric acid. I said it was going to be explosive. Skirmish hasn't actually taken too much damage, it's mostly flooding. Structure is still at 87%. I think these torpedoes will all miss. Ah, Prince Eugen is taking flooding. That's weird. Only now is it taking flooding. I wonder if that flooding bug... Yeah, now she's taking a lot of flooding, actually. That we saw from so many of the British ships. If that is caused by some of the hulls having been rebalanced and maybe in the mod, and maybe there's a typo or something, and they've just ended up with way too much floatability, which is, I guess, what determines how easily a hull will flood. And combined with some repeatable techs, that's why some of the late game's British ships were just not flooding out at all. And maybe this one also had way too much floatability, more than it should have, but not quite enough to make flooding chance 0. Let's turn those torpedoes off. I don't want to have any accidents. Helga can now just snack on the transports. I guess getting it too. 2.2-inch guns. It's getting it too, but she's not that slow. 28 knots. 27. I don't think Helga will leave anything behind for Skirnir to clean up, though. See the log here, just 3.5, 3.5, 3.5. That's the secondaries. Rake, the poor little Posen. Nice, another one done. A little bit more challenging. It's a fair matchup, I think, between these two cruisers. Pretty evenly matched, I would say. Now let's do that again. This time with two older cruisers, Hugin and Munin. I think they are the first two modern heavy cruisers I built. They've been refit though in 1941, so they're kind of up to date. I should be able to deal with this. Orion. Alright. Hugin and Munin have mostly been operating independently. It's not often the quote-unquote matchmaker puts them in the same battle in a convoy mission. But they do kind of belong together. Named after Odin's two ravens. There we go. Orion, same class as the one in the previous battle. So it's gonna have a decent range advantage over us. With those super long 10-inch guns. Generation 1 radar, really? I guess they haven't been refit in a while, yeah, 1941. Shouldn't be too much of a problem though. Orion is already firing at us. Well, we do have a decent armor scheme. 1.3 on the third inner belt. That would require 13 inches of penetration, which the enemy ship does not have. There we go, we're landing hits on Orion. Already knocking out the torpedoes. That's good to see. Let's see if this guy will actually flood. Secondaries can join in when she gets closer. It's fine. Both my ships are firing HE. I wonder if AP might be better. Maybe. We'll see. If this one also proves to be immune to flooding, or almost immune, HE might just be better. kind of turret armor do you have? 8 engines. Enemy main tower is out. Fire control is out. Engines are also getting knocked out. Taking them out. Still no flooding. Hugin has taken the brunt of the enemy fire. There we go, Orion sinks. Can start maneuvering already. I don't have anything with sonar in this battle, so those torpedoes might surprise me. You can keep focusing Nympha. There we go, more flooding. Nympha will sink in just a couple of salvos, I think. There she goes. Just Falca left. Now, transports. And Hugin, having taken some flooding and damage, probably will not get the catch up before Moonin has sunk them all. They only have 4.2 inch guns. That's not a threat to a heavy cruiser. Somewhat light in the secondary department compared to later ships. Not that many 5.9 inch guns per broadside. Next up, Kaiser and Bavaria. And that should be that for the convoy battles of January 1964. After Bavaria has decided to say enough is enough. And there she goes. Nice. Alright, and with that, it is time to click next month. See, I have launched my naval invasions this turn. Let's see how much these armies advance in 1 month. What's the army logistics here? Only 26%? Why? I don't understand why that is not 100. I mean, I should have enough ships, which is what it's based on. Then again, my army force has ballooned to 11 million, so there's that part too. Probably taking all these African colonies. It's a bit of a logistical challenge. I can definitely see that. Now, onwards. And of course I forgot to apply refit to that one destroyer last month. So anyway, that's not a big deal. What is a big deal is we finally get that big battle we've been waiting for. We got the big one, Edvard Grieg. We got the new one. We got some of Germany's own heavy cruisers on our side. We got 6 Vikings. On the enemy team, we've got 8 battleships and 2 battlecruisers. That is impressive. And a whole bunch of these V-22 class destroyers. V-34 too. Alright. Alright. Yeah, 76,000 ton battleships. They're not small, but their main armament is not that impressive. Really. This smaller battleship actually has a better main armament. Alright, here we go. Ooh, we're already going. They start pretty close. Well, 43 kilometers. It's not as if it's a knife fighting range, but they start in range of my battleships. And Edvard Grieg is for some reason not in the at the head of the formation. That is something we need to fix. It's gonna be a bit challenging now that we're already firing. Let's see. Vikings, you certainly have a job to do this battle. A bit of lag at the start. Let's assign some targets here. Leif Eriksson, Harald, Torfinn, Edvard Grieg. One for each of you. If I do slow you down, will you actually listen to my speed setting? There we go, scoring some big hits already. And we get our first flash fire on Kaiser Barbarossa, one of the enemy battleships. Setting its turret sky high. There we go. Finally engaging the German High Seas Fleet. Their biggest task force too, with the 8 battleships. I had 2 more that were of a decent size with 4 battleships each. This is going to be a juicy torpedo target if my destroyers actually get close enough to launch without getting blown up, because they have a lot of battleships firing at them. Up. No. See? That's what happens when you don't pause before you start dealing with the divisions. Division 6. I just wanted one ship to detach, not the whole division. But if you slightly move your mouse when you're clicking, game interprets that as like a drag and click kind of thing, and you select the whole division instead of just the one ship. Will Viking 14 get in range to launch its torpedoes? I guess if we launch them at Vidar, because the lead point would be up here somewhere, so that might work out. Now you can retire. These 3 are already almost in range. Some of them are already. Let's see. Viking 17, do you have range to hit anything yet? Yes. Poison. Hessen. And I guess also Hessen, because these look like they're turning around. So the lead would not be correct. There we go, Viking 08 launching. '50 has launched. '17 has launched. Mustn't forget about these 2. Now you can actually detach. The whole division seems to be turning. That's not ideal. That's going to throw off my torpedo aim, unless I can catch Kaiser Barbarossa as she is coming back. So that can be your target. And you can target Hessen. We are getting Kaiserbad, but also back in range soon. But Viking 19 is taking heavy fire. There she goes. Launched. Good job. Now, hopefully try and get out. Torpedoes are striking home. We lost Viking 19. But torpedoes are striking home. Including on the battleships. Hessen just took a couple, but they were not very effective. Preußen will take at least one, maybe two. Two on the stern. These torpedoes will hit in the midst of the enemy formation. 17 and 50 are getting out. And they're in good shape, so they can stick around and do that again. My heavy cruisers are engaging enemy light ships. .5s on Grieg. You can start doing things. Mustn't forget, I got a couple of heavy cruisers strapped to the side of this battleship. There we go, more torpedo hits on the enemy battle line. I'm surprised I didn't get more, but we're gonna get more. Pommern, dud. 2 dud torpedoes. Bad luck. Heimdall, oh, only 1. Yeah. Viking 20. You can try and get out. Not the most effective torpedo attack. But at least I got 30 more torpedoes ready to go. And, well, okay, they're not ready to go, but they're gonna be ready at some point. Here come enemy torpedoes. I didn't think they had anything with good torpedo range. Yeah, we're just gonna have to hope they don't hit anything, because it was way too late to start doing anything about that. I did not think any of the enemy... Ah, they were launched at the destroyers, of course. And these cruisers are all bunched up. Because these battleships have actually reduced their speed. As I told them to. And then some of my heavy cruisers did, but the rest of the squadron did not. Like, do they have some ships that have like more torpedo range than the others? I didn't think so. 16.5. No, they had to have launched at my destroyers. No, actually, no. Yeah, they got one one light cruiser that is of a different class, and it does actually have decent torpedo range. It's a 9,000 ton cruiser, not a 5,000 ton. The 5,000 tonners only have like 11-kilometer range, which is not much to worry about because the ship is going to get chewed up by secondary fire long before she's in range. But this one cruiser actually got away with a torpedo launch, including scoring one hit on Edvard Grieg. Although that's a very tough ship, so she didn't take too much damage from it. Okay, I'm gonna have to slow down here, it's getting kind of choppy. Now cruisers, you can just make sure those other torpedo armed ships do not get close enough. They're firing everything at Edvard Grieg, but she should be able to take it. Hopefully. Let's go with HE and just overpower these extended belts. Should have done that a few moments ago. 11-inch guns on my cruisers are blowing up destroyers. Love to see it. The smoke cloud is like obscuring the battle. That's not what I wanted to see. There we go. Big explosion on the enemy side. Yes. I think we have our shot here. So this is the maybe the final Battle of Jutland in this campaign. We've had quite a few. So what a finale this will be to the many battles of Jutland that we've had. What are you firing at now, Edvard Grieg? You've gone and switched targets on me. Let's finish off this stuff first. Yeah, you're not too badly off. Although you're taking a bit too much punishment for my liking. Drop you down. And then have the cruisers pull back just a little bit. You can finish off that light cruiser actually. Actually no, Michael. That's your target. No, changed my mind again. Finish off that light cruiser. You two may possibly speed up. I want to have it so that the enemy shots are actually these got a little bit too far away, but they're not ready yet, so it's not a big deal. I want to have it so that my battleships are actually the ones getting hit. That said, these boats are tough enough. And it's not as if the enemy battleships have like huge 20-inch guns or anything. Another enemy battleship sunk. Need a couple more hits on this light cruiser and she's gone. Actually switch now to that heavy cruiser, which is firing back. What are my battleships firing at now? Firing at that one. I mean, that's decent, that's fine. This one will sink very, very soon. Structural damage and Heimdall. You're gonna flood out. Princess Wilhelm has taken a few hits here, but hopefully a couple big hits from my big guns will dissuade the enemy from further pursuit. Michael not taking any flooding, barely holding together. What little is left of the hull is still keeping the water out. What are you doing? Okay, Harald, you are maybe a little bit too clumsy to be in between these two here. These two here, you can follow Edvard Grieg. She is taking a punishment, but again, she can take it. Michael sinks. Edvard Grieg, Lothringen. Harald, Lothringen. Thorfinn, Hessen. Yes, that is that, right? Yeah. Alright. That's better. two of my Vikings are coming back. They are now ready to go with their torpedoes, but it might be too late unless we can get some good angles on these two battlecruisers, which are curiously slower than the enemy battleships. Then again, the line separating battleships and battlecruisers when it comes to the Germans. It's a very, very fine line, easy to miss. Lothringen sinks due to heavy damage. Hessen just about done. Gonna flood out. That is all the enemy capital ships sunk. And except for Edvard Grieg, which has taken all the attention, all of mine are intact. Well, Edvard 2 is just damaged, still afloat. Will I even need these two destroyers? Let's just give it a try. One for each. Launch and get out. Probably not going to be necessary because that was some very devastating hits. Those 20-inch shells slamming into the German ships. They're gonna flood, by the looks of things. Cruisers, can you just kindly focus the destroyer, which you can actually destroy? We got torpedo hit on the enemy. Our torpedoes are about to arrive. My ships should be safe. Guess that maybe that works too. I'll have to look at the pictures after I'm done recording, see which is best. There we go. Enemy ships are being hit by my torpedoes. Unfortunately, they were already sunk by that time. And there we go. That was the German High Seas Fleet. And that was 750,000 victory points out of one battle. I guess that's the Bundesmarine. Looking good. Let's see what the army is doing. Army just launched an invasion of Bohemia, and Moravia. Looks like we're gonna win that one. This is not going anywhere. Still 0. This is up to 28%. Invasion of northwest Italy will not go because the American army is going to take it first. So, scrubbing that mission, and we're going for northeast Italy. I don't have any ships here, do I? I can just repairing. I thought if I could just send a couple ships just out here to just get some tonnage in the Adriatic to initiate that invasion this turn. But why are we not... Oh, that's just one destroyer. Okay. I got a lot of ships in Mallorca. Maybe I can get like a strike mission here and fight those ships. Now where to invade? I guess we can start another one here. Solomon Islands, probably. $15,000 tons? What kind of tonnage do I have nearby? I can take some of this tonnage, that's fine. I can split this division. None of these invasions require much tonnage, really. I can set out some more stuff from here. And we can... Oh! Penghu! Magong! Didn't see you there. I keep forgetting there's a tiny little island in between China and Taiwan. Alright, convoy battles. Destroyer versus destroyer, or rather corvettes versus I guess this is a full-on destroyer, maybe. It's a small one though. This might work. This might actually work. Alright. K5512. See if we can go win. With our very overgunned little corvette. Which, in theory, should be a very tough ship. Not the best spotting range, though. Despite having Generation 3 radar, the base tower spotting is just kind of not good. Alright, typical strat. Get those torps underway. Only have 5. Well, only 5 tubes. And then close in and start engaging the V-42. It does actually outrange me. Heavy shells, capped AP. You're on par, I guess. I got 45s. You've got 55s. And yours are 4.5, mine are 4.2s. I think I got more guns though. And possibly a tougher ship. We'll find out. Hopefully not the hard way. 3.9s are also firing now. Not hitting much. There we go, we're taking the first hits. That is not a good start. Come on. There we go, we're scoring good hits now in return, but we have to dodge these freaking torpedoes, which is not gonna happen because the rudder is out. I did not notice the rudder was out, but we actually sank the enemy destroyer. I was just kind of taken aback by, wait, why isn't my little boat turning faster than this? Then I noticed, oh, the rudder. We also lost 3 of our 4 turrets. 3.9 is still effective. The B turret is seems to be jammed, but it should be effective. It should be working. Sometimes when you turn enough, they kind of get unstuck. But that doesn't seem to be the case. No, there it goes. B turret is online. Good. That's one transport sunk. Unfortunate with that torpedo. But now it B turret back. It is time to catch up to these. Can I catch up to them? That's the question. I'm only doing 14 knots now. These are doing 13.7. I'm doing 14.3. That's not a very good closing speed, is it? I have to do those little maneuvers to unlock my turret. So 3.9 actually outrange my yeah, 60 calibers. I'm just gonna end it here. I'm just not gonna chase them down. But that was actually a win for the K-55. I mean, that's not bad. Take it on a ship that okay, they displace about the same, but this one costs 4 times as much. And I think that's enough for today. We finally got one big battle. This is still stuck at 0 though, because they have a another big task force sitting here. Let's move these ships, which are not too damaged, but they're running low on ammunition. Let's move them out of the way. Let's see, which are these? Come on, game. Ah. The 4 great ones. These are the new ones. Let's actually send them in here. And we got a new battleship coming in. Just entered service. Jonas Lee can join in there. That means Theodor Larsen can also join in here. Museum ships. Museum ships. Museum ships. Do I have anything like coming in the next couple of months? Yeah. 2 more battleships in 2 months. Plus commissioning. But that's it for today. Ooh. Next time we're doing another K-55. Goodbye, and take care.